Welcome back, I'm Paul, and today is Sunday, so it's time to go through the 12-pound barrel again. Let's see how things are looking. All right. Oh yeah, we threw a bunch of amethyst in there last week. I forgot about that. So we got a few pieces of that are on their first week. Some rose quartz. There's a couple pieces of our mookiite. And that big piece of white quartz. I believe it's quartz, but yeah, it's looking nice. We've got our big rock in there, a couple more pieces of amethyst. I see that piece of the banded iron formation that we found last week, I believe, and then that green one I think should be done this week, but we'll take a closer look at it yet. I saw that one piece of petrified wood. Curious to see what that's looking like this week. Alright, our big piece of petrified wood and some more amethyst and rose quartz and some of the other things we've been rolling a while. Alright, I'll go through those and we'll see what's ready to move on, and we'll take a look at that, and we've got some other things that we're ready to put in there this week if we've got room. So we'll take a look at that. Alright, so we're pulling some stuff out this week. This piece here has been in there a long time, and I don't know if you can see it very well in the camera, but it's really cracked all the way through. All around, all sides, it's got cracks running everywhere, and I feel like all these pieces, it looks like pieces are breaking off and everything, so I don't think it's ever... This side started to smooth up a little bit, but everywhere else, it's so rough that I just don't think that we're ever going to get anything out of it. So I'm just going to pull it out of there and quit wasting our time on it, because it isn't anything very special anyway. So that's going to come out, and we'll just do whatever with that. I'm not sure yet. But we got this piece of white quartz that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's cleaned up pretty nice, and it's pretty well, nothing wrong with it. There's one little spot right there, but I'm going to live with it. So we're going to pull that out. That's ready to go to polish. Or to the next stage, I mean. And then we've got this green one that I also don't know what it is. Something we found, but it had one little spot on it, but we've gotten rid of that, so it's ready to go. So that's moving on. We've got one piece of Wild Horse Picture Jasper that's ready to move on. And we've got a couple pieces of the mookiite. This one has a big hole in it right there, and I'm not going to tumble it till that's gone. Everything else looks really cool, and I'm pretty happy with it. So we're just going to move those two pieces on. And then one of the pieces of the blue tiger eye that we put in, it's got a crack running all the way through it, and we're never going to get rid of that crack, but everything else on it looks real nice. So we're just going to move that on. And we've got a couple other smaller pieces in there of stuff I don't know. So there's all the things we're pulling out of the barrel this week. And then we're going back in with this white quartz. I think this piece could look really, really cool when it's all tumbled up. It's so white and clean looking. As long as we can get rid of some of these. It does have some cracks that we won't be able to get rid of, but there's still some flaws on this side that I think we can get a little better. We've got our big rock, And it has no cracks or anything in it. It's just some flaws here and there that we're just going to keep rolling until we get them smoothed out a little bit. So that's going to stay. And we've got this piece of, I believe it is banded iron formation, because you can see the layer of the metallic material, and then there's one little line right there that you can see. And then we're starting to expose more of the, I think it's red jasper, and like I believe it's hematite. But you can see a little spot of the hematite. It does have this big crack in it right there, but once we get those little pits right there gone, and just a couple other little spots, we'll polish it. I think it could look really cool. I like the band in it there, running through there. So we will see. We'll roll that some more. And we've got this piece that's got like some pink in it. I don't know what it is, something we found locally, and it actually feels pretty nice. There's just a couple of spots that are needing some more time. So it's going back in. This is one of our pieces of amethyst that we started. I was just going to look at this one. It's got a really cool kind of a line going through it there. It's actually really thick. It's probably about 5/8 of an inch thick. It's pretty rough on this side yet, but I think it could look pretty cool when we get it all smoothed out. This side we cut, and it's actually pretty good. There's just a couple little spots there, but it might tumble a long time to get rid of that. We've got these two pieces of mookaite, and I just want to get a little bit more out of that little spot right there. So as long as we're doing that, we're going to roll this one some more because it's got these cracks. Maybe they'll smooth out a little bit more, but maybe a week, maybe two, they should be ready to move on. And this is that piece that we got that looks like, basically looks like charcoal. There, it's pretty well dry, but when we get it wet, it looks nice. But it has some flaws yet. I think that could be really neat. We get all those flaws out of there. It'll just be a nice shiny black rock, but it doesn't have any cracks or flaws like that. I think we should be able to get it basically perfect. We've got the other part of that blue tiger eye, and it has a few things with it left that we want to get rid of. It's a little rough right here yet, so I want to get that smoothed out a little bit. We've got our two pieces of petrified wood that a buddy of mine found, and on this piece there's some spots right there that are a little bit rough yet. Once we get those smoothed out, the rest of it looks pretty good. So I don't think that that's going to take maybe another week, maybe two. And then this is the other one. That one looks really cool on that side. But I want to try to get this little spot smoothed out some more, and then maybe try to get that little, it almost looks like a little chip that might come off. I kind of hope it does come off and smooths down so it looks, you know, more perfect. But this side here looks really nice. I think that's going to look pretty awesome when it's all polished. So that's that. And then we've got our big piece of rainbow, or our, yeah, I think it's rainbow petrified wood from like Arizona. It's got all the yellows and stuff in it. It's got a lot of things on it that are going to take some time yet, but it's just going to keep rolling. It's getting better. Every week it gets a little better. So we've got some pretty good room in the barrel this week. We've got this rock that we're going to throw in, and I found it locally, and it's got bands that run all the way through it, all the way around. If I get it wet, it looks like that. So I just like all the stripes on it. So if it by chance turns into something that we'll polish, I think it'll look really cool. So we're going to get it in there and get it rolling. It's a pretty good sized piece, but by the time we get all these flaws out of it, it'll be a lot smaller, but we'll see what it looks like after it tumbles for a week. That usually gives me a pretty good idea what it'll look like. And then we also recently ordered some petrified wood that showed up. So there's a few pieces that were in there that we're just going to start rolling. So this is one of them. You can see the wood grain there. And it's really easy to see that the wood look on it. I don't know if the camera picks it up so well, but I think that piece will be really neat. And then we've got these pieces also, I believe. I thought they looked like they were agatized, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But they're pretty rough. So I'm hoping they don't break up too much. But we'll see after they run for a week. We might have to do some grinding on it or something, but we'll see. We're just going to run it for a while and see how it's looking, see what it turns into. So that's that one, and then this is another one that's basically about the same. I haven't even washed them off yet. We'll rinse them off a little bit. And this one. I ordered some petrified wood out of Oregon, and this was some of the pieces. Some of the other pieces he sent are a little bit larger, and we're going to have to cut them up a little bit. But these ones they are bigger, but I kind of want to have a few of the pieces a little bigger when we polish them. So that's all that stuff. And I think we might have a little bit more room in the barrel. I think we're just going to throw some more amethyst in there because we've got like 10 pounds of that. All right, so that should be good. I don't think that that's too bad. They should settle in there a little bit better. And we've got our 14 tablespoons of our 4670 silicon carbide grit. So we'll throw that in. And the water looks good, so we'll put that back on the tumbler and we'll let it roll for another week. Thanks for watching.